Hello everybody, so today I wanted to talk about the topic of whether Tudor is cheating or not. So first of all, I want to make it clear that I'm not going to be discussing whether Tudor is 100% cheating or not. I'm just going to be presenting some data and it's completely up to you to decide whether Tudor is cheating or not. And I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as possible. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So yesterday, this guy named BTD Secret Agreement uploaded a video titled "Is Tudor Cheating?" Okay, nice spelling of weather. Okay. So basically in this video he's saying that Tudor's video looks weird in regular speed and 0.5 speed it looks normal, and therefore he's most likely using some kind of cheat engine or some kind of slowdown. I don't know. So I decided to take a little bit of a closer look at Tudor's video and do a calculation of his APS and compare it with some other ratios APS like show axis and x-efforts. So let's get straight into it. So first of all, I want to explain what APS is. APS, or actions per second, is the amount of actions a player can perform in a second. Pretty self-explanatory. And just a side note, it is usually easier to achieve a higher APS when you're using multiple buttons or keys, because obviously, with multiple fingers pressing on more buttons, obviously you're gonna get a higher APS most likely. So the values in this video are not gonna be 100% accurate because, as you can see here, this video right here is only in 60 FPS, and that means I can only be accurate down to 1/60th of a second. So there will be slight differences between the values in my video compared to the actual real values. And also, a lot of the APS that I'm going to be calculating in this video are going to be inflated because I'm calculating the APS over a very short burst of time, like here, 0.7 seconds, 0.1 seconds, 0.2 seconds, etc. So when you're calculating APS and over like a very short burst of time, it's gonna appear higher compared to, like, let's say a prolonged amount of time. And also, if the videos themselves have input overlay, I'm gonna be basing my calculations off the input overlay rather than BTD6 itself, because input overlay is a more accurate representation of when the inputs are actually happening compared to BTD6. Sometimes BTD6 can be very laggy and it just doesn't take inputs that well sometimes. That's why I'm not using it if I can. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is Tudor's 7 ice selling. Let's take a look at it in regular speed first. Let's see here, happens somewhere around, yep. Happens right here. So that was normal speed. So let's see. Let's take a look at it frame by frame. It should start around 44 seconds-ish. So as you can see here, at 44.533 seconds, that's when he sold his first ice. You can see from his input, that's the sell button right here. And he sold 7 ices. And he sold his last ice at 45.267 seconds. And that's 13 actions over a span of 0.734 seconds, which gives us about 17.71 APS with 2 buttons, excluding the motion of his cursor. Because as you can see here, he has to move quite some distance for some of the selling. So that's going to be slowing him down a little bit. So this should be around maybe like 20, I don't know. So next thing we're going to be looking at is 300 elk, 67.37. Let's see here. As you can see here, presses this upgrade button for the first time at 67.3 seconds on the elk. So that's 1 upgrade, 2, 3. 67.433 seconds. So that's about 3 actions over a span of 0.133 seconds, and that gives us about 22.56 APS with 1 button. So that's pretty fast. And I did the same calculations, the same process with this 300 Boomer and the 400 Elk upgrade, and those both give me about 20 APS. And this 4-tower quick sell at the end of the video is probably the fastest maneuver, the fastest micro that was performed in this video, and probably in all of his videos, if I remember correctly. So let's take a look at it in regular speed first. Should happen somewhere around here, right here. Boom. See that? So 4 towers very quickly. Let's look at it again in slow-mo. Right about here. Boom, 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 boom. 0.25 speed. So when I broke it down frame by frame, that was about 8 actions over a span of 0.3 seconds, which gives us a whopping 26.67 APS, which is pretty fast. And so after that, I took a look at his round 76 wall fire video, and I started actually calculating his APS on his second wall fire instead of his first, because I thought his first wall fire started off a little slow, so I didn't include that one. So as you can see here, he tested his whiz hockey at 4.317 seconds, and he sold his last whiz on 9.367. So that gives us about 11.29 APS with 5 buttons. But this value is significantly lower, mostly because it is over a prolonged amount of time. Although when I took a look at his burst APS, it usually didn't reach 26 or 20 most of the time. So let's compare it with Xephr's video. Okay, hold on. So Xephr's video actually didn't have input overlay, so the values here might not be as accurate. As I talked about earlier, BTE6 isn't very good at taking inputs, so might be some inaccuracy here. So when I took his 300 Boomer upgrade, started around 16.983 seconds. So let's take a look at that. So 16.983, as you can see here, he upgraded his Boomer for the first time. See here, it was 000 right here. Now it's 100. And then first upgrade, second upgrade, third upgrade. So 17.233. So that's about 3 actions over a span of 0.25 seconds, which gives us about 12 APS with 1 button. And I repeated the same process with 400 sub upgrade and 030 bomb upgrade, and also the 3-tower quick sell at the end, and they all gave me about 10 to 12 APS. So Xephr's average consistent burst APS in this video is around 10 to 12. And I repeat the same process with Shoax. There you go. So 300 Alk upgrade right here. He got about 15 APS. And Tudor, who did the same upgrade, got about 22.56. So Tudor is significantly faster. And his Shoax's quick sell was slightly slower at 10.71 APS. So Overall, both Xepher and Shawax are averaging around 10 to 15 APS consistently, and Tudor is usually averaging around like 18 to sometimes as high as 26. So the micro he's showing in most of his videos are significantly faster compared to Shawax and Xepher. But is he cheating? I don't know. That's really up to you to decide. So yeah, there's that.